Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the finale on SBRN of the Relentless Cup League. Hello, everybody. I am Joe. Thank you all for coming to watch today. Should be a exciting race, to say the least. We have 4 drivers setting up to try to win a championship. One of these drivers will leave the champion. We have Josh Grosso, John Neidick, Justin Malarkey, and Alan Coons. The training paints is reset. A little bit of a small field today, but basically highest finisher will win the championship. We're trying to get things figured out right now as it pertains to the ticker. So hopefully everything is okay. Just had to make sure everything was reset to the size it needs to be. Anyway, qualifying has just completed, so let's go over to the starting lineup for this championship race. Andrew Kolb is going to be rolling off first in his Ally 11. One of the best drivers all year, coming short in the playoffs. We'll see if he can try to end out his good season, not with a championship, but maybe a win today. Ethan Flanagan was so close last year's series champion, not going to have a chance to defend. He is going to be starting second. Angel Hernandez, someone who I thought, all these 3 at the front, they could have been championship contenders. But he was taken out last week early in the race, eliminating him from the playoffs. Josh Grosso, first in the championship to roll off. He's going to be in 4th today, looking for the win in the championship. John Neidick right behind him, the Severe Weather Country guy. He says thanks to Rich and Mandy for doing the sponsorship with Severe Weather Country. He really appreciates it. Next is Justin Malarkey in the 73, the 3rd championship contender. Behind him is Justin Barkley. Had a great run, got into the top 8 after a poor season, but managed to have a great playoffs with a clutch win earlier in the year. And then Coons, the guy who could win with no wins. So let's see if he can be a winless champ today, or maybe get his first win in the final race. Tom Stanley is going to be rolling off in the 10th spot, right by Tony Frey, who I thought was going to be in a better position on qualifying. The Latte owner will roll off 9th today. Eric Warman, he's going to be broadcasting his final truck race next week on Tuesday. Make sure you tune in on Tuesday so you can see Eric Warman do his final broadcast of trucks. Gibbs still running the Swift scheme with Pete Van Sprundell, and a 13-car field it'll be. We're going to fix the audio really quick, otherwise it is going to absolutely drown me out. So here they are, all rolling down. And in about 90 minutes or so, we'll see who the champion will be. Unfortunately, no Isaac Wilson today. His computer decided it did not want to have any power. Pace car off, and Kolb will lead him down the green flag for the final start of the year, and we are going to be green. Good start by Andrew Kolb. Now, I'm going to tell you, Iowa, I was looking at it, did a little practice laps, as you saw that my name's up there because I decided to practice a bit. I will tell you, conventionally, it does not run like I'm used to. Typically, you can run the bottom pretty well, like Kolb is doing right now, but I'm noticing a lot of guys are sticking up near the top line for the majority of their run. So you want to keep an eye on that, because typically I'm seeing the top getting run. Not quite the top in 1 and 2 because of the bumps, so kind of middle of 1 and 2. Top of 3 and 4. On occasion, cutting down. Stages today are 70 and 140, but you're not going to get any points from them. You're not fighting for points. You're fighting for a championship. So the leader, Kolb, he'll fall back to 3rd on the restart. And Neidick already has damage. What happened there? We're going to rewind real fast just to see if we can maybe find where Johnny got his damage. Because, I mean, it looks like he got hit hard somewhere. Oh, right there. Ooh, yeah, Coons rammed him in the back. I mean, I think that's going to hurt Allen perhaps more than it'll hurt John. Luckily for John, though, it shouldn't affect him too bad. Yeah, the spoiler is kind of kicked up a little bit on the left side, though. So he's going to have to get that repaired, I think. I mean, luckily, it's not a very aero-dependent track, but it is a fast track. Pretty fast for a short track, especially of this length. Only a 7/8 mile track. But, you know, you're getting to that point where in the length, aero begins to start to kind of matter. Barkley looking bottom. And I think this is also going to be a really hard track to pass on. I think you're probably going to be pretty good on the high side. So you're going to want to defend the high side. Because I think I don't think you're going to be able to pass on the bottom, honestly. I think that you're really going to need to defend the high side. Even if you're slower, I think if you can just keep the high side closed off, you should have a good chance. Unless you get really forced up there. Your best shot will probably be in 1 and 2, where you can force the guy high and make him go on the bumps. Eric Warman, fastest mover so far today. We got 8 viewers in the chat. Let's go Grosso, Jonathan Nance. Yeah, hoping to get the 2 championships with the 8 car. Let me know how the sound is, by the way, if it's too loud or too soft, and we can adjust it if we need to. But everyone pretty much staying in line. No sort of really attempts for passing yet. And I believe that the lap times are going to suffer too. So far, 9 laps in, we're already down about 4/10. So the tires are going to be a factor today because they're going to wear out pretty fast. See, the best times, you know, some of these guys, they're backing off a little bit, or maybe they're just slow. Could be saving up a little here. John looking really fast out of that corner. Might be able to get a chance on Malarkey here. Flanagan Grosso. Grosso's in a good position right now. He's pretty much has a teammate behind him who can defend. I wouldn't really want to be around with Ethan, though. I don't think Ethan's going to do anything that would cost Grosso. I don't think he's going to give him much of a benefit of the doubt either. In most cases, after what happened with their wreck a couple weeks ago. Remember, Grosso does not need to win. He just needs to finish ahead of the other 3. Ooh, in the wall just slightly for Grosso. Gonna see if he's gonna have any damage on that 8 car. Does not look like it. It looks like the right side's kind of crunched in just a little bit on his Chevy. Compared to Andrew Kolb, you know, we'll see it as he rolls around again. If we keep the angle, we'll flip it to Kolb so you can see the difference. So there you can kind of see how it's kind of crushed in, where Kolb is a lot more cleaner. So that could actually hurt Grosso, though. It could really hurt his right front. Could really hurt his steering. He's going to have to get that fixed as soon as possible. I mean, if it's not going to hurt him, yeah, don't worry about it. But I can imagine that could really start affecting him. You know, these cars, it's the last race we're running with these cars as well. We're going to the next-gen cars. So last we'll see a Gen 6 in this league. I think there's a lot of people who have been here for a long time that would definitely like to see their name as being the last person to win in Gen 6. So it's about a 2-second breakaway from the top 4, and Malarkey kind of leading the vanguard over by 5th. Then we got Warman, who's continuing to really have a good run. He could definitely maybe put himself in a position. He's been really close a lot of times in his 113. He's just never been able to finish it out. Maybe today he will be able to. Just hopefully he's not burning his stuff out too much as he is making it through. Now, with the low car count and difficulty to pass, we could see a lot of green flag racing perhaps. I really should have checked how much fuel we could have in these cars. Well, actually, I do know one thing that we can do. We gotta configure the controls. Never mind. But yeah, we are definitely going to try to talk to somebody to see how much fuel they'll be able to gain. See if I can find anybody that'd be willing to talk to us. We'll wait for a caution just to see kind of what the readings are. But Warman, yeah, he's definitely keeping it good for the first 18 laps. Everyone just kind of staying in line. Kewins, yeah, he's definitely going to have to get that damage fixed as well. Seems like a lot of the championship guys are already suffering from some damage. The only one that doesn't appear to be damaged would be Malarkey. He looks okay. But, you know, Nidic got nailed by Kewins. You know, so they have both damage right there. Grosso hit the wall. There's a lot that needs to be done in terms of fixing damage. So maybe Malarkey can win just by keeping it clean. But Grosso's damage does not seem to be affecting him. Still running really close to Ethan. Pretty well on pace, I would say. They're starting to cut it down a little bit more to the bottom. I'm going to go on board with Josh, see what kind of line we're taking here. He's definitely getting that tire saved because look at how little he's turning that wheel. Seems to be pretty hard on brakes too, probably allowing that, braking that throttle to allow him to steer. And Ethan really had a moment. Grosso's getting pretty close to him now. Ethan gonna kind of cut down, try to get a little bit of his speed, but Grosso's gonna have the better exit. Ethan up high. Looking like he's getting loose, but yeah, he's definitely going to defend Grosso because you really don't want to get pushed to the inside because you can just kill somebody's run if you basically force them inside. So that's what Ethan's going to want to do to defend. It's just defend high. You know, he could give him all the inside he wants. Just don't allow him to take your outside, because that's when you're going to have trouble when it comes to passing. 24 of 200 down right now. Grosso going to look again outside. Not take it as aggressive as a line as Ethan does. One thing Ethan has to be careful about, though, is he doesn't want to get up in the wall when he's running that close to the wall. But you can see where they're not running the high side on 1 and 2, and about where Grosso's running, that's about as high as you can run. There are some wicked bad bumps up in 1 and 2. You do not want to get yourself caught up there because you'll lose a ton of time hitting those bumps. Oh man, Grosso was looking to maybe get around Ethan. He gets in the wall again. Now, if you really want to get outside, if you can get that inside, you may want to fake high and go low, but if he's not going to give you the room, you can't really do that because he doesn't really have to block you. Because Ethan, all he has to do is go down a little bit lower, and if they're at the same more speed, Ethan will be able to just keep on going. But Grosso, even after a few nasty licks, he's still hanging on pretty well in second. Who do you think's gonna win, chat? Who are you pulling for? Well, we only got one person. Jay Nance was hoping for Grosso to get that final TMJ championship under Tom Stanley. Nance going to be moving to the Cup Series after this race. Will be a 4-car operation with TMJ. It's going to be Kolb, it's going to be Grosso, Hernandez, and Jonathan Nance. So TMJ have a pretty strong team going on right now. 3 guys who definitely have a chance to make it to the championship next year. You have a guy that can win it right now, and you have the Xfinity champion joining them at the season's end. So I think TMJ is going to be even a more tough team now than it is right now. And think about it, if that was the case, Grosso, Kolb, and Hernandez, they're 2 through 4. Seems like Hernandez is falling off a little bit, but we're just trying to keep an eye on Grosso and Flanagan. Grosso looking. Yeah, he tries to swing it out high, but you can't really do anything with a guy who's just going to ride the wall like that. You got to either just hang on, which I think would be in his best interest. He's not really under threat from Kolb. He is faster than Ethan, I would say, just by a smidgen. But if he, is aggressive with Flanagan, he is going to burn up his stuff. Flanagan's just kind of running his own pace, just kind of running how he wants. And you can see what Grosso been getting a little bit aggressive. Trying to get around Ethan. He's gonna gain the time back, but eventually those tires are gonna fall off. Flanagan appears, he's gonna get a little bit better exits now. So Grosso's really gaining time on entry, but just losing it all. Lost about a half a tenth there. Well, he seems really good in 1 and he seems really bad in 1 and 2, but seems to gain a little bit back in 3 and 4. But he's starting to really slow down now. Hitting the wall, and I think Grosso may have to challenge another day. Back in the field, however, Fran Barkley battling it out. Now, I'm not sure if he'll be able to make it, by the way, on tires and fuel. If they were to do that, I could imagine... I would imagine they would probably start pitting right now or around this time. The only problem is you do not want to get put 2 laps down, because that's going to really cause you a problem. Because of how long the pit road is. Pit road is extremely long, and you just do not want to get caught down pit road. So there may be people who will be a little bit more willing, at least, to kind of run and just see where it takes them. Looking at the last lap times, 24.6s. They've fallen off about a second and a half in just 35 laps. So, yeah, granted, with how long a pit stop is, you're not going to gain back time. But if you're not going to have enough to make it, short pitting even by a lap or 2, that's 3 seconds you can gain on a guy, and that's not 3 seconds that he's most likely not going to get back. So if you're looking short, maybe you have something to gain, and you're not fighting for anything, why not try to go for it? You're going to have cautions as well. I mean, you may have to worry about Tom Stanley going a lap down, but other than that, I think everything would be all right. Ethan Flanagan, Grosso, Kolbs, Hernandez, and Malarkey. The top 5 will be back on the Southern Broadcast Race Network. Pit stops have begun. At Iowa, Pete Van Sprundell, the first to come down pit road. A little bit of damage on the 80 car, but now it is time to see how long you will lose on the pit road. See if he'll be able to gain anything. And I believe now at this point, I don't think these guys are going to have enough to make it. Sprundell out of the pits, 14.7 on pit road. And it's going to be, about a 47, 48 second time on pit road. Now, you see, that's not that bad on a normal track. This is a short track. That's going to put him 2 laps down. Warman, I believe, also came on pit road, too. Although I believe Warman was ahead. Yeah, Warman did put 4 on it. So Warman, who is already running really, really well, he'll be a lap down. And right now he's passing Gibb, who is 16 seconds behind the leader. So Warman's about, you put 16, and then you got 24 seconds for an average lap. 24 right now, so he's about a good 40 seconds off the lead right now. But every lap that Warman does, he's gaining about a second and a half right now. Granted, that number will fall because they're at a kind of a point now where the lap times are starting to plateau a bit, so they're not going to get much worse. But Warman is going to start getting that time back. If he stays out there for too long, something interesting could happen. But if you're gaining a second and a half a lap, you're going to get you guys pretty fast. Even if it falls down to like a second, that's still 24 laps, and you got it back. But you got to keep in mind that time, it's not a consistent 1.5 or 1 second. But all that time does add up. I don't think he would come around and lap the field, but I think Warman is going to be in a good position. Alan Coons down pit road, the first championship driver down pit road. Pits from 7th place, was about 5 seconds behind leader at the time of his pit stop. Can see there's a lot of damage on that 60. As he just slowly brings his car down pit road. In the pits goes Coons. And Hernandez down pit road as well. He was running 4th at the time down pit road. So Coons going to get all 4 tires down and away. Warman should probably be leader when everything is all said and done. Warman's already passed Coons. And Warman, he didn't pit that long ago. So Warman is definitely going to have the advantage. And some of these guys, taking a little bit of time to get down pit road, they're just worried about getting put a lap down at this point because, everyone is getting put a lap down fairly significantly. So you got to be careful. Because if caution came out now, yeah, you would get your back. Oh my goodness, caution is out. Nidek is down pit road. He decided to stop. Pretty sure he would have gotten put a lap down anyway. So, luckily for him, he'll get the wave. However, we got to see if Malarkey made it legally on the pit road as well. Oh. Malarkey might get a penalty because the caution was waving before he did get to the start, well, not the start finish line, but the commitment cone. So Malarkey could get a penalty. Looking for the cause of the accident. Appears it was Flanagan. Flanagan, came down on Josh, and he gets taken around. So now we can say Josh has a little bit more damage, and someone not too happy with him. But that was already the case. So everyone's down pit road. Bunch of wave rounds coming. Nidic not going to be in the best position right now in terms of placement. However, he will be the freshest out of those guys. Everyone does have to take the wave round, though. Because that's going to hurt Warman, though, definitely. Funny enough, Warman's actually going to decide to come down pit road. So, with that being said, it would appear that Warman will be a lap down now. Tom Stanley comes off pit road. Just barely beats out the pace car, I think. Yes, he does. He beats out the pace car. And Tom Stanley going to have fresh stuff and be back on the lead lap. So as of right now, everything's a little bit messed up. So Kolb is going to be leader. Flanagan will be second. Manages to make up what he lost on pit road. Barkley going to be third. Giverson going to be fourth. And Josh Grosso fifth. Malarkey sixth. Tom Stanley's going to be seventh. And then you have all the other guys who pitted under green flag who probably won't be as fast. We're going to get Barkley up here real quick. Justin Barkley, this is Joe. You got me?
I got you.
Well, hey, you lucked out a little bit on that pit stop. I was just wondering, what are you looking at for fuel? What's the fuel run looking like?
Right now, it's saying like 70 laps, but I was about to pit. I was just going to ride it out a little bit longer, and then caution come out, so I was like, all right, cool.
Hey, that works. But yeah, you know, just want to make sure everything was going good. You know, how much do you think you can run on a tank, though? If you really have to?
Probably around 60, to be honest.
So you think people were kind of staying out there just to kind of be safe, don't want to get caught in the position like some of these guys are right now?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I have nothing to lose, so I'm just trying everything I can.
All right, well, maybe go try to get that win. You got Gibb behind you, so it should be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
All right, see you later.
See ya.
Where were you?
I can move.
Okay. I'm going to see, though, if I can get Giberson real fast. You know what? Yeah, we'll get Giberson for a quick one. Hey, Gib, you're in fourth right now. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing good. You know, we need that Monday night energy, Ed, when you have been in the Cup Series. Not the Cup, the Xfinity Series.
Yeah. Well, we're just trying to keep her calm right now. We'll see how this goes. I don't belong up here.
Oh, sure you do. You know, you earned
Not
it.
at this track. Not at this track.
You earned it by not pitting.
I was half a lap short. I don't know. I may have made it. That was my strategy.
Well, hey, you may have a little bit of a winning strategy. Don't tell anybody.
We'll see.
Well, actually, there is going to be a stage break at 140, so you won't even be able to run 70 laps. So good luck and
Correct.
see what you can do.
All right, thanks, sir.
See ya.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, we are back under green. Good restart from the 35 and 11, but bad restart from Michael Giberson. Really hauled up, and they're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Johnny Nidic on the best tires of everybody around him. Should be able to make quick work, but does not want to get caught on that bottom side. He'll move in the 7th. We got Ashley in the chat. Hello, Ashley. You got this, Dad. Let's see if Dad can pull out the victory today. Right now, champion would be Josh Grosso, as he is in 3rd. However, everything should be changing pretty quickly because of the stage break going to happen in 12 laps. We're going to turn down the audio just a little bit because I think we're getting drowned out just a little bit, so we're just going to do that really fast for y'all. Ethan Flanagan got spun but got put right back to the lead with Kolb in front now. So that puts Grosso in the third with a guy who was kind of even with him. So that's not what he wants. But then you have Justin Malarkey, who's trying to charge and just make the best he can out of these tires for the next 12 laps. Oh, be careful. Almost in the wall. Goes to 73. I would expect that a few of these guys are probably just going to use whatever they can out of these tires. You're not going to get a lot of life out of them, so just do whatever you can with these little set of tires you got. Everything appears to be sorting out. Hernandez around John. John this far back in the pack, it may not be a bad idea for him if he needs to just fix that damage he has on his left rear. Looks like it could be hurting his speed just a little bit. 7 to go in stage 2, or stage 1. Only had one caution, was just a little bit of a spin by Ethan Flanagan on the bumper of Grosso. IGP Price had a proud year for Ethan, even though he's not going to win the championship. He's running a strong final race. Going to have a strong finish in the points. He's been slugging around with Grosso for the last couple weeks, though. It's been really interesting. Malarkey looking for the lead over Grosso in the championship. Gonna run a little bit low, but just can't do anything. Cole booked low too. It's gonna allow Grosso to kind of get in there and kind of just try to sneak his nose in there. Kolb defending low. That'll probably have Kolb lose the position. He's probably going to lose it to Malarkey as well. Going to see if he can sneak in there, but he's not going to be able to. Now, pinch him up high. Pinch him up high. He will not do that. And Justin Malarkey is going to take over third. Grosso Malarkey, night at Coons. Stage points won't matter. I'm sure Josh would love to beat Ethan for the stage just so he can have a better shot off pit road. So if you got any tricks or anything you want to try, Josh, maybe try to do it. You can see a little bit of damage on the 8 car. Justin Malarkey really sent it in low. Gonna send it in really low again. He'll draw even with Grosso, but he's going to lose that momentum down the back straightaway. Diving down low, 3 and 4 again. Malarkey getting a little bit more even. Yeah, he just keeps on falling off and just has to drop back in the line. I think Ethan should have this stage pretty well settled. $14 viewers in the chat. Hello, everybody. Who do you think is going to win? We still got time. If you want, just tell us who you think is going to win in the chat. Pit road is closed. 1 lap to go in the stage. Malarkey's going to try one more shot at Grosso. Oh, he takes him out! And the caution is out. Oh, man. Oh, man. Temper's going to be flaring now. Big damage on the back of the 8 car. And that is going to make a big dent into this championship because the 8 has a lot of damage. The 73 has a lot of damage. It could be between Nyack and Coons now. Ooh, what happened? Did he get taken out or did he come down on him? It would appear Grosso hit a lot harder than Justin. Justin does look a lot better. We're going to go to the chopper. See if we can get a good view of what happened. So Malarkey is coming up, and yeah, he kind of just straight runs him over. Joshua's coming down just a little bit, but man, that is unfortunate. Malarkey looks like his car is all right. And they'll be down pit road now. Down pit road. Who will win the race off of pit road? Winner of the race off pit road is going to be Ethan. It's going to be Kolb Frey making some moves. And it's going to be Barkley and John. John is in the lead of the championship right now. Coons is going to be right behind him in 7th. Grosso is still on pit road, and is Malarkey. Pace car coming around right now. Are either of them going to get moving? Josh Grosso gets moving. Malarkey is still there. And he'll be off pit road. So both are drivable, so that's good. There's Josh Grosso. Still has a spoiler, although his rear end is basically non-existent. Malarkey really dented in. Let's take a look at the rear, or the front. I mean, the front doesn't look too bad on the car. Grosso's still damaged from the hit he took earlier. Actually, the hit he gave to Ethan. See if there's anyone that wants to talk to us. Well, I told myself we're not going to interview any championship drivers. So let's go talk to some grumpy guys. What's up, grumpy guys?
What up?
Well, that was a big wreck. Took out 2 leaders. I was wondering, Eric, you're running pretty good today. Just running through the field. How do you feel your chances are for later on in this race?
Oh, I guess we'll see what happens.
Eric's the man.
It's been up and down here
Yeah,
for the season for me, so you just never know.
looked like you were going to be maybe getting a stage 1 win with that early pit stop, but luckily you only got put 1 lap down and were able to get your lap back. I can't recall, did you pit this time by?
Yeah, I pitted.
All right, perfect. Well, you ran through the field about once, so I think you'll be able to do it again.
Yeah, should be able to, as long as we can get her going.
How's the stream going over on Eric's Wacky Racing?
It's going pretty good.
Oh, good.
Thanks for asking, man.
Yeah, make sure we check out the stream, Espion guys. Make sure y'all check out Eric's stream. What's the stream?
Just EWR 13W.
Yep, and make sure you check him out for the truck series as well on Tuesday. Does a great job of running Auto Club for the final truck race. But yeah, everyone's running pretty well. Sup, Brandon? See you streaming in here.
What's up, man?
What are you pulling for tonight?
My boy Eric.
Pulling for Eric.
He gonna go do a burnout in the middle of the track. It's gonna be sick.
Who are you calling for the championship?
Who's in the final 4?
It's gonna be Nidick and Coons. They're the only ones that aren't damaged really, and then Grosso and Malarkey, but they kind of got into each other and wrecked a bit.
Which car looks worse out of the 2 wrecked ones?
Grosso looks like crap.
I'm taking my boy Grosso. He's winning this thing. Underdog.
All right, sounds good. Well, have a
From
good
the
race,
back
guys.
to the front.
All right.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you guys too. Appreciate it.
Have a good one. That was the grumpy guys. That'd be Gibb and Brandon Hughes. Eric Warman, all them guys. So Warman, I think he's going to be, if he's going to stay out of trouble. Oh, be careful. Don't ignite it. Oh, man, he came close. And they're just fighting like it's a hornet's nest. Grosso nearly got into Warman. And, man, it's getting to be a hornet's nest up here in about the middle of the pack. Let's just rewind this entire lap here real quick because we weren't even really paying attention that well. So Warman is coming behind. Frey kind of just occupying the middle of the track. Frey had a really bad exit. Then he's under pressure from Grosso. Grosso gets the bad exit. Then they're coming 3 wide, and Grosso nearly sandwiched Warman and Frey. There looks to be a little bit of speed still in that 8 car, though. So it looks like the 8's still going to be running all right for right now, but we shall see. As of right now, Mr. Winless Champion, perhaps, running P4. Going to be running the 140 on the stage. Flanagan's still leading, and has been leading pretty much the whole race. Angel tries to get it under Kuhns, but has to back out of the run. He almost pulled a malarkey right there. I wonder if Grosso, when he got hit, was like, man, that's some bull malarkey. I'll be here all week, folks. I'll be here all week. Did he try to make that corner? You know, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Maybe we'll review it later. Who knows? Kolb trying to go bottom again. Ethan doing a great job defending the high side all race. No one is really able to pass him. He's, you know, running a good line in 1 and 2. Then comes back up to defend. Kolb gets a little bit on the backstretch. Flanagan's really backing up his entry, but he's getting a great exit. So Flanagan has to be saving his tires pretty well with what he's been doing in 3 and 4 especially. Watch again. He's going to really slow down here. Kolb will catch a little bit. And then Flanagan's just going to get away in 1 and 2. Same story pretty much. It's been a 5-car breakaway. Warman, you know, if he can get up to the front, I think he's going to have a really good chance to win his first race. Have had a ton of chances all year. He's running pretty well in that second pack. If he can just get a little luck, maybe even if he pulls off the same strategy and a caution doesn't come out, he'll be okay. If we're going to see any cautions, we'll probably see them happen. Well, not cautions, but if we see any pit stops, we'll probably see them on lap 105 to 110 is when I would expect to see the pit stops begin. Warman is still pretty much, though, staying even, at least in times, with Ethan. But I had to do a lot of work on the restart. Frey's fallen off a little bit. What's going on with Tony? Just appearing to go slow a little bit. Now, Gibbs said he had enough to make it by saving. And considering the caution laps, I would assume he's at. Assume that maybe Gibbs, Frey, Stanley, and Sprundell. I would say that they probably may have enough to make it. Let's look, because I would assume that Gibbs gonna probably save. So let's see how Gibbs running this. You might, I don't know, you might see Malarkey or Grosso. I think Malarkey, he could have a chance to save it. I'm not sure about Grosso, though. I think he's running way too hard. So I'm thinking... that Gibb, Frey, Stanley, and Vance Brundle, they have enough. Malarkey is a maybe. I think everyone else ahead is going to have to pit. Now, Warman never went 2 laps down when he pitted. I think you can get away with it if you pit from a decent position on the track. The only question is who bites first, because no one really wants to get stuck there, because you'll be 2 laps down in a fairly incident-free race with, you know, cars getting spread out. You can't be relying on cautions, I will tell you that. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. This is the Southern Broadcast Race Network. We are back on the Southern Broadcast Race Network. Got the Quick Trip drinks coming in clutch. If anyone could make me a goji berry Mountain Dew scheme, I would run that. Sponsor us, Mountain Dew, or Quick Trip, whoever. I don't know. That is one good flavor. They should really can that. Only available in the Quick Trip fountains. Anyway, shameless, not paid plug aside. Championship leader right now, Alan Kunes. He is in 5th right now, in a position where he's looking pretty solid. John is kind of just struggling along. He's not terrible, but he's not fast either, I would say. You have Grosso, who's been really overdriving, but it just seems like he can't get the speed out of it. And then you have Malarkey, who just seems slow. Kolb nearly gets into Barkley, and Kolb is looking like he might be falling. Throws the block on Angel. Allen throws it down to the bottom. He might get a 2 for 1. Slide it up there, but nothing going. I mean, even though they were slow, still wasn't really able to make anything work. I mean, this just proves how crucial the top line is at Iowa. Pit stops, if they decide to split half-half, will be in about 7 laps. Man, Kunes has got to be careful, though. If that wasn't a championship guy, I don't know if they would have been so nice. I mean, that's kind of what you got to do. You kind of got to throw it in there a bit. But, I mean, he really doesn't need to be doing this right now. I think he'd be perfectly fine just kind of rolling along in 4th. He's 3 ahead of Nidek on a track that's very hard to pass on. He's going to be burning up his tires, so unless he's planning to pit in the next 5 laps or so, really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Also, if you pull those aggressive slide jobs, you know, you can misjudge it sometime and end up hurting yourself. And that's what's going to happen. He's going to hurt himself, because what's going to happen now is Angel's to his outside, not able to get the good runs. 3 wide as Kolb gets into the wall. Well, I could say that's lucky there. For what happened, I guess dumb luck sometimes does work. Kolb getting back up to speed. Nidek trying to look, and he's just going to drop himself back in line, perhaps. Kolb really looking slow around his 11 right now. Let's see what happened to Kolb. Or did he just slow down? Oh, he got in the bumps. Yeah, he got in the bumps, and I think he was just trying to keep it off the wall. We'll show you how bad these bumps are. Oh, no. We just opened the internet. We did not want to do that. You'll see what I mean by these bumps. Look how brutal they are. He's just struggling around with that car. So he's probably going to want to hit pit road sooner rather than later. Went from third to now 8th. Grosso still managing to bring his rearless number 8. Maybe it weighs less. Maybe that's why he's going so fast. All right, who's going to bite first on pit road? If you bite first on pit road, you're probably going to have a lot to gain. If you're Ethan, if you're Barkley, probably would make sense. If you're someone like a Warman, probably would also make some sense. Kind of stuck in a hornet's nest. There's only so much you can do. Depends on what risks you're willing to make as a driver. If you're Grosso, I mean, you're fast, but maybe not fast enough to get Kunis. So maybe Grosso would be a good candidate too. Because I think Kuhns is faster right now than Josh Grosso. Still no takers. You can see the gap. That's about half a second between Flanagan and Barkley. Barkley's, even though he's not longer in the playoffs, he still have had a lot of strong runs in the playoffs. Had a very successful regular season. There's a gap between Kuhns to Grosso and Nidek. Warman looks low on Angel, but does not take it. You can look low all you want. You're not going to pass him unless you do something crazy. Angel did have a bad run out of the corner. He's just going to have to cross him up right here. So running down all the way out like that, Angel had a bad run. Wait, did he have a bad run or did he just slow down? What happened there? Yeah, it looked like he may have just slowed it down just a little bit to avoid getting loose. Johnny looking really close on the Grosso. And Pete Van Sprundell kind of doing what he did last time, first car down pit road. Wasn't really running that fast. Get some tires on it and see what he can do. Flanagan goes down pit road and should maintain his lead. Flanagan's looking really good. So Barkley's going to lead his first laps today. My question is, when is Barkley going to come down and pit? Barkley's going to come down pit road, as does Kuhns, as does Warman, Angel Hernandez, and John Nidek. All down pit road. Grosso stays out. Not good for him. He's going to lose time here. Kolb, Malarkey, and Frey, the only guys staying out. As of right now, Gibb still running around along with Thomas. I think they could have enough to make it. Grosso looking like he got a little pinched up there by Pete. It's a very awkward entrance to pit road. It's not the easiest pit road to hit, let me tell you. So leader out of pits right now is going to be Ethan Flanagan, who just barely beats out Barkley. Barkley's only going to have to get around Gibb right away. Don't want to get held up by a slow car. Andrew Kolb is the leader along with Malarkey, Frey, Gibb, and Tom. They're the only ones on the lead lap. Grosso about to come off pit road. Let's see where Grosso will end up. And I'll tell you this, not John Nidek had a bad stop. Lost a lot of ground on that pit stop. Going to be back down to 12th now. So pit stops, they could be done for right now. Looks like now it's going to be the save game versus the non-save game. Everyone should be able to get their lap back, though. See, the thing, though, that worries me about Justin, though, he's... Mohamed redeemed get a random NASCAR fact from Joe. Alright, Mohamed, what kind of random NASCAR fact should we think of? Alright. Here, we'll give you an Iowa one. Well, actually, you know what? We'll give you two, because I'm nice. Iowa was helped design, well, basically, Rusty Wallace helped design Iowa, this track. Rusty Wallace really liked Richmond and kind of made a track similar to it. Does not drive anything like Richmond, though. I think this thing drives better than Richmond, in my opinion. Never really been a fan of Richmond. And it's just a track that I've never really gotten. The only time I remember Richmond is when I won a street stock race there, C-Class street stocks. And, oh man, that was a loose setup, I will tell you that. Malarkey will take the lead, and as we do that, we'll give you the second NASCAR fact. What is an interesting NASCAR fact? See, typically what I do is I do a little bit of searching, you know, kind of refresh my memory a little bit about some of these tracks. And I know NASCAR Cups never ran on Iowa. I don't even think they've ran a Cup race in the state. Could be wrong about that. But man, you're stumping me with these random facts. I'm trying to get you a good one. Don't want to cheap you out. As the 60 trying to make a little bit of a bump and run there, perhaps, on Ethan Flanagan. Everybody's going to start getting their lap back now. Malarkey will still be the leader, though, and I think he's trying to maybe put it all the way. Oh. Man, I don't know why. I just can't think of the NASCAR facts right now. You know what? Here, I got you one. If I'm not mistaken, Kurt Busch is the last driver that is still racing in NASCAR today that raced against Dale Earnhardt. There we go. There's your NASCAR fact. Kurt Busch was the last driver that was driving a NASCAR to race against Dale Earnhardt. Remember famous little clip in the 500 when Dale flipped him off with about 100 to go. So that's your 2 NASCAR facts. Kuhn's still really trying to get that 60 around the 35, but I mean, he doesn't really need to be too aggressive. He's in a position where it's going to be very difficult for someone to perhaps take that away from him. Kuhn just needs to be patient, calm, and he could really lock this thing up. I know Ethan, he's not going to give him the room. He'll race him clean, but he's not going to give him the room. Kuhn needs to just get on top of the wall. Just get on the wall, Kuhn. Just get on the wall. Barkley, oh no. Barkley getting in the grass. He's gonna hang on to it. But big damage on the 57. Kolb is going to go down pit road. Yeah, just comes up there and gives it a big old slap. Luckily, he'll still be on the lead lap, though. Malarkey, Frey, Gibb, and Stanley still trying to hold out. Kolb will fall back pretty far. He could go a lap down, which has to be worrying for some of those guys that are right with him. Right now, prospective leader would be Ethan. Right now, Ethan is 17 behind the leader. And I think Tom Stanley is going slow enough to where he'll be able to make it on fuel. With 10 laps to go, he may be able to hold off a couple of guys. Looking at the last lap times, he might be able to do something if he just hangs up high. Well, I mean, we'll see what Tom Stanley decides to do. Kolb on a mission now to get that lap back before the caution comes out. Sprundell went a lap down as well, but not sure when or where. Markey and Frey still leading up in front. And Malarkey's going to need this stage. He needs to get this stage win because he needs the position. He is slow. He is not as fast as everybody else. He needs to win the stage to get the track position. And then he's going to have to hold off really hard. Because if he doesn't, I mean, I don't know. Now, this is why you hold the wall. Because Kuhn's did lose a couple positions because he's trying to get a little too aggressive, trying to push down on the bottom. You know, you can't pass on the bottom. It really doesn't work unless someone screws up. You know, he's going to try again on Angel. I mean, if you're going to try to pass on the bottom, you have to send it. But I don't know. Kuhn's is worrying me. If I'm his crew chief, I am screaming at him. I am screaming at him. See what is happening? He's gonna... I don't know. He's got to be mindful of what's going on right now. And how the track is reacting to how he is passing or trying to pass. Because if I'm on his box, I am yelling, stop trying to do these passes low all the time. You're hurting your tires. You're giving up position because you got Grosso behind you who is not as fast as you. But he's faster now because you're burning up your tires. But also, you're leaving that position open. He's going to take it. And if you get back up to him, he ain't going to let you get it. Angel letting his guy by. He'll probably slide up now. Good teammate move by Angel. Stanley 2 laps down now from the pit stop. Frey had to come down pit road. And he's now a lap down too. Kolb is right there. We're gonna look at the blimp cam really quick. We got to see where these two guys are. So Kolb is right there. Frey has no chance. Tom Stanley's 2 laps down. So Kolb should be able to get back on the lead lap. He will, with just 1 lap to go. Malarkey and Giberson, they'll make it on fuel. There's Gibb. He should be coming home for a 2nd place in this stage. And Grosso miraculously has made it up to 3rd. What? He made it up to 3rd? When did he pass Ethan? Oh, man. Did Warman? Oh, Warman and Flanagan had a moment. Ooh. Big netco. They both slid. Grosso got a little bit of a tap and allowed the 8 and the 42 and the 60 to get around the 13, and I think maybe the 33 too.
Yellow flag.
No, Johnny did not get around him. Caution is out. It's going to be Malarkey, Giberson, Grosso, benefiting greatly from Warman. And then it's going to be Ethan, Angel, Coons, Warman, Nidek, Barkley, Kolb, Sprundell, and Frey. Frey will get lucky dog. And Stanley will be 2 laps down. Yeah, he better hope they don't run under. He better hope they don't run out under caution. They'll pick up the pace car. He's gonna have to. He's clutching that thing. He's really got to be careful not to run out of fuel. On board with Justin. Keep going, Dad. Take them one at a time. You can do it. I think he should be able to make it all right. He'll be slow down pit road, but he's going to make it. Let's see what'll happen. All right, championship pit stop. This may be your last time down pit road. Make it count. The race off pit lane. Who is it going to be off pit road? I think Malarkey's going to have a good chance at it. Here they come off pit road. Malarkey off pit road first. Great strategy moves, puts him in the lead. Flanagan, it's going to be Hernandez, Gibb, Coons. Nidek gets a few spots off pit road. Kolb. Warman fixing a little bit of damage. Grosso. Maybe fixing damage? I would assume so. Dowdy. I mean, I don't know why you would need to fix the damage, though. He was running pretty decent with what he had. I mean, you're not going to really fix a car that damaged anyway to make it that much more drivable. Yeah, it's not letting me, Jeremy. Ah, there we go. Yeah, like I tried doing the format to screen, and it was like, nah, we're not going to do that. All right. This should get interesting, though. So, let's see what there is. So, you have the 73 of Malarkey on Ratfink. So he's going to have the help from his teammate Ethan. Then you're going to have Alan Coonans, who is teammates with Andrew Kolb. Andrew Kolb, I can't imagine is going to be much help to Coons. Nidek is teamed up with Frey, and Frey is probably not going to be much help to him either. And then you have Grosso, who's teamed up with Angel. Tom. Well, actually, no. It actually would appear that Cole was actually moved over to TMJ. So, I mean, I could imagine that Andrew would still maybe give Coons a little bit of help. But right now, Highside Racing now is Justin Barkley and Coons. So, Barkley could definitely give Coons a little bit of help. Yeah, 55 laps to win a championship. And if I'm going to guess, maybe if you're lucky, one caution. Do not be reliant on that caution flag. Run it like it's going to go to the end. I can imagine there's going to be some people getting aggressive. You know, we saw last year the wreck at Homestead that led Ethan to his championship win. First, fifth, sixth, and seventh are the championship contenders. Eighth for Grosso. $55 laps to go. Who's going to win it?
Green, green, green.
Green flag out once again. Malarkey, great restart. He's going to be in clean air. He's going to have all the room he needs. Let's see if Malarkey can come home with a championship with a slower car. Gibb goes high, and this lets everyone by. There's going to be a lot of fighting here now. Warman looking up high around Grosso. Looks like everybody isn't really compromised too much on speed. So it's going to be a big old fight in this top 7, I think. You know, you have Flanagan trying to get one more win on the year. Kolb in the wall. You have Justin Malarkey trying to get the championship. You have Angel Hernandez trying to just get one more win in what's been an otherwise great season. Kewins never won, but you know, he'll probably take a championship over a win today. He might have to take the win away from Malarkey, though. John Nidek, just one win on the year, trying to put that 33 in the championship. And Josh Grosso suffered in a wreck early. Just going to have to see what he can make of it. Kewins, he's been a guy, you know, looking low a lot. He's just taking it too slow on the inside. If you're going to pass it, you got to send it. Send it or let someone make a mistake. They're all pretty evenly matched in terms of speed. See Barkley trying to make some moves on the bottom back there, but just doesn't have it. Angel backs out a bit. Kewin's going to have to get back in there. Problem for Kewins is he has a lot of fast guys by him. He's going to have to complete this pass. I mean, if he doesn't, he's going to fall back. He's either going to fall back or he's going to have to slide it over John. That's what he has to do. I mean, I'm not sure if John would be happy with that, but I mean, it's what he has to do. You can't give up the high side. Most interesting battle. You know, John knows that he really can't do anything. He's just going to let he's just going to let Allen do his thing and just see what comes of it. If he gets a bad pass attempt, he could easily fall back to 9th place. Barkley trying again in the rear, nothing going. Just about 47 laps to go. Warman making a little bit on the bottom. And I mean, this track, I mean, it's just been so difficult to pass on all day. What do you do? When are you willing to maybe use the bumper to move somebody? Who do you move? When do you move them? I mean, what do you do? Like, what do you do when you're exhausted out of your opportunities? Because you know that no one's going to give up the high side. I mean, if they do, they're crazy. Coons is going to have to block here. I mean, 1 and 2, you really don't have to worry that much. Because no one's going to really go too high anyway because of the bumps. The bumps are just going to slow you down. John getting under attack by Warman. And see, what Warman was doing is a good idea. Taking advantage of the car that's a little bit lower on the line. John Neidick gets around the 60. Just alongside. Just has a little bit of a fender on him. 60 going to dive it in deep, though. Warman looking high. I mean, Warman's making good pass attempts. John's making good pass attempts. They're all pretty even, but they're just trying to figure out how to get around each other. But you got to do this 4 times if you're to 33. You got to do it 5 times if you're to 13. Ethan's going to defend that 73 too. I mean, I'm surprised that 73's carrying as much speed as he is. Coons is really taking a lower line, though. I'm not sure if that's going to help or hurt him. We'll see how it does on the long run. Warman continuing just to peak it up high. But just a bunch of stalemate right now. Big run for the 33 on the backstretch. But has to back out. Here comes Warman looking and peeking on the high side. Nothing going. And, you know, all these guys just trying to make the moves. It's perhaps hurting their stuff and allowing the 73 to get a little bit farther. Warman looking low. Coons nearly cleared by the 42. Coons going to be looking inside, John. This is your chance if you want to take it. If he can't complete the pass, he's going to have to back out. He's going to have to back out and get back in line. That's what he'll do. Going to go back to the tower. Coons sending it, slowing down, and backs up the whole field. Barkley down pit road. And he's going to give him the bump. John Knight gives the 60 the bump, sends him off the track. Too wide between the 33 and the 8. This is for second in the championship. Grosso going to have to send it hard. He's putting John up high. Big bumps from the 8 and the 13. Coons going to maybe try to slot back in line. He'll get back in the line. And now Neidick is back to square one. Real quick review on just what happened over the last lap. So the 60 finally gets the bump, but manages to hang on really well. We got in a little bit of the rocky bits. Wasn't able to really get going anywhere. Then we saw Grosso just kind of clocking up the track and just big bumps from everybody. Everybody's all lined up now. Malarkey, Flanagan, Hernandez, Grosso, Coons, Neidick. Neidick has lost his bumper and now he's looking like a replica of the 8. Barkley down pit road. His race is done. Ethan Flanagan not. Ooh, Ethan just a little bit in the wall. Didn't lose a ton of speed in the IGP. Ford. The way these guys are racing, it's going to be a wreck sooner or later. I mean, if you're one of those damaged cars, I think you're at a point now where screw the repairs. Unless that car is really undrivable, you got to go for the win or the best placement. Grosso getting it a little loose up high. Hanging onto it barely again. "24 viewers in the chat. One more and we'll make it half 100. Or not half 100, quarter of 100. Grosso putting 100% effort. But I'm just wondering, will he be able to keep it off the wall? Luckily for Grosso, he has a teammate. So, I don't think he's going to have to challenge too hard, but Angel is going to have to be careful that if he does let the 8 by, that he doesn't let the 60 by with him. There goes the 42 down. But he's going to still fight with Alan Kewins. And that's what I said. You know, he just has to make sure that he doesn't let him by, but he does let Alan by. Now, I don't expect the 8 to be very, shall we say, patient with the 35. They've had quite a few run-ins, even had a run-in today. Wasn't nearly as bad as with the 73, but there's two guys that I don't think Grosso's too happy with. I don't think he's going to take much time with them. He may try it clean once or twice, but I think he won't do anything more than that. 28 laps to go now. And it really looks like it's going to be a battle between the 73 and the 8. And the 73's best friend right now is Ethan. If Grosso was smart, he'd accidentally wreck Ethan. Bring out a caution. He's been burning it up quite a bit. But then, you know, what happens? What happens? Because the 35 just cut the nose of the 8. I mean, that's what he has to do. He has to protect his guy up front. Got to protect that high side. Force him to go low or force him to wreck you. Grosso's going to have a run. Got a little bit of a run in the middle of the track. Kolb and Hernandez down pit road. I mean, they have enough to make it. They should have enough to make it, even though they're pushing. I mean, we saw Malarkey run a full stage. So they're not going to win the race. But they're down pit road. Hernandez maybe just letting the guys duke it out. Definitely has to be the most interesting battle on the track right now. Because I am not sure if there's going to be some fireworks here or not. But, I mean, Malarkey is getting away. Grosso's in the dirty air of the 35. He appears to be slower. I think Flanagan may have some moving in his future if it's up to the 8. They're losing time now. Now, if you're worried about getting run over by 8, you maybe, just try to hold him up for as long as you can until you think you may have too much of it. And then say, okay, you can go by as my teammate has a humongous gap. Who knows? 22 laps to go. And losing time every single lap is the 35 and the 8. Keep up that aggressive driving up, Dad. That's what it's going to take. 33 sitting 5th. 5th ain't good enough, though. All these championship guys have a little bit of damage, at least. I'd say Kuhn's definitely has the least. Malarkey really running good with his damage. Ethan running wall now. 20 to go. Stanley going to be put 3 laps down. No, he'll be put 2 laps down. 20 to go. And these 5, you know, they're just sticking together, but just sticking far enough away. 33's already given the 60 the bump. Grosso looks like to be falling off a bit. Here goes the 33 to the inside of Kuhn's. Now he doesn't really have to worry about Frey because Frey's a teammate. Gonna give him the door. And Nidek's gonna slow down a bit because of that. Josh Grosso down pit road. He doesn't have enough to make it. And he nearly got run over as well. I mean, I would say, you know, Malarkey's not been saving. So now I'm really interested to see how this is going to end up because Malarkey is still leader. If all these guys have to make a pit stop, you know, what will they do? John is getting mad with that 60. I mean, the 60's doing everything right to keep the 33 behind. But Johnny's not going to be more patient. I think we're about to see a wreck. I think Grosso just took fuel. Didn't see him on pit road for too long. Flanagan's slowing up a bit. Here comes John on the high side. Kuhn's moves up to block. Here comes the chrome horn. Gonna put a little indentation of the bow tie, and John's gonna shove him up high. Kuhn's maybe looking to get back at him. Frey was looking to take the position, try to just help out his guy. 13 to go. I don't think Grosso took tires. If we look at the lap times real quick, we'll pull up the tower. Yeah, Grosso did take tires. He's running 23s right now. These guys better hope they can make it because Grosso would win the championship if all these guys have to come pit now. Grosso's still a lap down. 12 to go, this time by. Got Barkley in the chat. Hello, Barkley. Sitting back to watch the final. Few laps. 60 reminds me of a slow lady I followed to work this morning. We got Connor in the chat. Chase Harden made Knoxville Nationals. Yeah, we all know that. Let's go TMJ in the chat. Malarkey is checked out. I'll tell you that much. Hernandez really flying with those old tires. Gonna get around Frey just fine. Just let him by. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on when he's here between the 35 and the 42. Angel is going to get right on by. Can just see the giant lead that Malarkey has gotten up. 9 to go. Ray just chilling in 4th. Looking for a top 3. He's not had a lot of those this season. Kewins getting loose. That's not something what the 73 wants to see, because that would throw out a caution. Here comes Grosso. Seven to go. Now, I don't know. What if he catches Malarkey? That's what I'm wondering. What if he catches Justin? Because I know Grosso is not happy with him. John not going to block. Grosso right on by. Everybody pretty well spread out right now. Warman had a great run today, but just wasn't to be again. Here comes Grosso around for Ethan. Malarkey, giant lead still. Very big lead. Had so few cautions today, and I just don't think we'll be getting one. 5 to go. The longest 4 laps that you'll have as a driver. But it's even longer now because you know that there's a guy who you wronged earlier who's a lap down, has no shot, and his teammates coming behind. I don't think Angel will do anything, but I'm pretty sure Justin is sweating bullets right now. Just want these laps to tick off as fast as possible. Don't want the caution to come out. Tom Stanley down in the grass. Near caution, but no caution. 3 to go. Pretty sure if he has a spotter, he was needing a new change of fire suit. 2 to go. This time, Frey makes it around John. Kewins may have one more shot at Nidek just for it, I guess. Half a lap to go before the white flag. Josh Grosso coming up on Malarkey. White flag this time. One more lap to go in the Relentless Racing League. Tom Stanley has crashed. Down on the apron, but it won't make a difference. Malarkey is going to win the race and the championship at Iowa. Justin Malarkey is going to win. Second, Ethan Flanagan. Third, Anthony Frey. Second in the championship going to be John Nidek. Going to be fifth and third in the championship, Alan Kewins. Sixth is Pete Van Sprundell. Warman seventh. Giberson will be eighth. Grosso ninth. And Hernandez will be 10th. Malarkey wins the championship. What a great day it's been for him. And going to be getting some nice old donuts from that 73. Been a good year for those two. Back-to-back championships for that organization. Last year, the 35. This year, the 73. Here's the official results as twin burnouts are going to be done by the 73 and 35. He better be thanking Ethan. Back-to-back Cup champions. Let's see who we can bring up for the interviews. We're going to first bring up Tony Frey. Tony, this is Joe in the booth. You got me?
I gotcha.
Well, hey, good, strong run to finish the year in what's been a pretty much of a struggle season. Haven't seen you up here that much, so tell us about your race.
Yeah, tried a couple of things there. Took 2 tires on one stop. That did not work. Tried some pit strategy there. Just kind of see how it was going to play out, trying to help my teammate out to see what he could do later on in the race. And I don't know, it just seemed like I was able to save tires better than everybody except for Malarkey there at the end. So I just was able to work my way up through the pack.
Yeah, Malarkey definitely ran a good race. It was a physical race at the end of it. And I'm surprised he managed to come home first after that wreck in the first stage.
Yeah, I think that was more of a team effort, the whole reason he won that one. I would say Ethan was definitely blocking everybody behind him, which allowed him to scoot away.
I mean, he was doing that in the first and second part of the race too, but I mean, good for Ethan. I mean, he did what he had to do to either win the race for himself or win it for his teammate. I mean, you got to protect the high side in Iowa. You can't really pass on the bottom, and just protect the high side. If you can protect the high side, you're gonna have a really good shot at winning.
Yeah, no doubt. He did what he needed to do for his teammate to get the win. It was a good race. I mean, luckily Malarkey didn't get too much damage apparently when he got in that little tangle early on, but I was not very aero dependent, and it looked like all his damage would have been aero. So lucky for him.
Yeah, lucky for him. This is a fast track for its length. But, you had a great race. Glad to see you up here for the first time in a while. What do you got for shout-outs?
Shout out my teammate John. He didn't get the championship tonight, but he had a hell of a season. My family, whatnot, they're watching. I doubt it, but because they don't know what Twitch is. But you Joe, you and Jeremy for broadcasting all this and whatnot and setting all this up, and I'm looking forward to next season.
Yeah, next season. Subject to change, but we're looking to be pretty certain. It looks like that I will broadcast Truck and Cup, and Jeremy's going to be broadcasting Xfinity and ARCA. And we're also going to be bringing in some guys too. Isaac Wilson. There's another guy that we're bringing in. I don't really remember his name, but yeah, we got some guys coming in. It should be a lot of fun. No more solo broadcasts. Can actually save my voice.
Right. I also want to congratulate Malarkey on his championship here. He probably could have won it the last 2 seasons, but it seemed like he always missed one race in the playoffs due to whatever reason. So I'm glad he finally got to finish out the playoffs and get that championship. He deserved it.
Definitely. And we're going to keep you up here for one moment. Because we have an announcement. Hi, Justin. How are you?
Hey, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm pretty sure you are.
Yeah. I want to be a little more excited. I feel like absolute garbage about the lap 80 issue. That was 100% my fault, and I watched the replay a couple times already, and it just looks terrible. It just sucks. That it was on my mind for the last half of that race there. That's not something I normally do or proud of.
Well,
So
I
I
was
hate
just
that.
wondering if Grosso was going to get you back on that final lap.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, but luckily he didn't do anything, and that was respectful of him. So definitely appreciate it. Hated it. I was apologizing as we were spinning out over the radio. Felt like garbage. Probably something I've done a few times in my life, but not often, and I hate that. It makes me feel terrible. I got in the corner, and I knew I got in way too hot, and I was already getting loose from the back end, and I knew I was going to end up dooring him. So I tried to really slam the brakes on, and when that did that, it kind of just made the front go right into his rear, and I was hoping at that point I would miss his rear, obviously, but Yeah, that's that. So, but yeah, I mean, once I got out in front air for clean air, that car just was so different. It wasn't crazy. It's just running at high line. It's just hard when everyone's up there.
I gotta say that second half, the second stage strategy probably won you this race.
Yeah, and at the second half, I kind of took off, and I knew I was stuck back there in a lot of traffic, and people were talking about pit, and then I was thinking, well, maybe see if I could get this stage here and go in the lead with the pits, and yeah, that really was the difference. So it's funny how that works out. Luckily, the teammates they're like, oh, you gotta get over it and relax and move on and get going, and they got me back on the wheel there for the final lap, so worked out good.
Yeah, it worked out definitely because this was a very hard track to pass on, and I don't know if you would have been able to do it from that far back. It would have been a much more difficult attempt if it had to come down to that.
Oh yeah, the clean air here just if you can roll the top and not have to kill the brakes or kill the tires, trying to get around people just keeps the air pressures down, and that was very important there at the end.
All right, well, Justin, congratulations on the championship. We have Tony here to announce something in 1 second, but before he does that, what do you got for shout-outs?
Yeah, thank you to you guys, everyone. Put on a great show to broadcast. All my family, they can't wait to watch. This gives them something fun to really do on Friday nights. You guys are great for doing it. And shout out to the teammates. I wish Steven was around, but he didn't get to make it tonight. And all the people that run the league. So it's super fun. And next one, no, the league starts up in a couple weeks on Wednesday. So hopefully everyone gets back out there, and it should be a fun battle between everyone. It was close all year.
Now, Tony, we have an interesting announcement from you. Staying here, Justin. Tony, what's your announcement?
Justin, congratulations on your championship. To commemorate this championship, Relentless Racing League is having a custom plaque made. It will be mailed to you as soon as it is done. So when you get a chance, go ahead and DM me your address, and as soon as it's done, I'll get it in the mail.
Thank you so much, Tony. That's awesome. I've actually never won a championship before, so this actually will be really cool. It'd be nice to put on the wall, and it'd be great with the new league name, and hopefully we'll get another one of these days.
Yeah, man. Me and Joe were actually just talking about that the last couple seasons. It's like you had one playoff race that you couldn't make, and that put you behind, and you probably should have about 3 of these now. But congratulations on this one, and I will DM you a picture of it once it's completed, and let you know when I get it in the mail.
Well, I laugh because you say that, but last year in the Homestead race, if you do remember, third corner, lap 1, I didn't even make it to the finish line. I actually spun myself out, so would not have won anything that race. I remember sitting there for about 20 minutes getting damage repair. That was Homestead, slippery Homestead.
Yeah, I remember that one too.
Yeah, not fun.
All right,
But thank you so much.
Yep. Well, have a great night and enjoy the championship with Ethan. Make sure you thank him because he did help you out a lot.
Oh, he's great. Yes, definitely. I think he's left, but I'll talk to him.
He's in the
Oh, no,
podium finishers.
yeah,
We still
there
have
he
to
is.
bring him up there. We're thinking about running Sonoma tomorrow, so we'll see what happens with that.
Oh boy.
But
Thank you.
Good job and good win and the championship, man. Good job.
Thank you.
Now, Tony, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to all championship winners, correct? Because I know, I don't know if we talked about it or not, but or maybe I just misheard. But am I correct in saying that?
Yes, all 4 series champions will have a custom plaque made and mailed to them. I actually have my guy on standby who's making them. As soon as I get him the names, they will be made, and I will probably ship them out next week.
Oh, very, very, very happy to hear that. So that's gonna go to Malarkey in Cup, Nance, who had a great dominant race on Monday night.
Yes,
glad
he
that
did.
we got a chance to get that Xfinity Championship. Bobby and Arca, who he and Denson, they were dominant, and I was thinking in that Arca season, one of them was definitely going to win that championship. And I'll tell you, Bobby was a tough guy all year to fight in Arca. And then Truck, we got our last race Tuesday. No,
Yep.
Nothing's on the line, but everyone's still trying to go for that win.
Yep, I think you got a pretty good cushion there, Joe. 101 points ahead, I believe.
That is correct. Wasn't fun racing in the truck series though. And make sure you guys tune in to Eric's Wacky Racing as well. He did a great job all year with the truck series. I've always enjoyed watching Eric. Maybe we'll be able to bring him in the booth a few times for SPRN. Would love to do that. But make sure you guys check out Eric's Wacky Racing on Tuesday for the final race at Trucks. We're going to be at Auto Club on Tuesday. So make sure you check it out because he does a great job. All right. Well, anything else you got for us, Tony?
Nope, I think that's it. I'm excited for the future of this league. We got a lot of big things planned. Trying to get everything situated for next season. Our next season will pick up mid-March, so stay tuned.
Yep, stay tuned. I believe it's, I think the 13th would be our first race, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's the week of the 13th.
Yeah, the 13th is on Monday, so that would be the start of the Xfinity series, broadcasted by Jeremy, most likely. Might be running in that part-time, I don't know, we'll see, or may make a last-second switch or go to do some part-time cup, I don't know. I want to run against these guys so bad. It's a good bunch of competition up here in Cup, I'll tell you that. But, all right, we're going to bring up Ethan Flanagan, who had a very great season and a pretty good race today. But, yeah, thank you, Tony, very much. Glad everyone's happy to hear what you got to say, and hopefully we'll be able to do something similar next year. That's a really cool concept.
That's the plan. We got scheduled for trophies for at least 2 series, and worst case scenario, if the other 2 series we can't get trophies, we'll do the same thing with plaques. So the champion will definitely get some sort of memorabilia to commemorate their championship win.
That's real cool, and it's cool, especially from a free league doing it. So, because I know there's a lot of some paid leagues do it, but you don't really see many free entry leagues doing that. So I think that's really, really cool to do.
Yep, and I definitely want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors that came on board this season. Severe Weather Country was our Cup Series sponsor, and they helped out tremendously. Next season we got new sponsors coming in. They're offering some great things to the league, so it should be really, really amazing.
Sounds good. All right, I'll tell John and the podium finishers just to hang on real quick. I'll let him shout out Severe Weather Country. That's their sponsor. And they were great all throughout the year. But let's bring up Ethan Flanagan real quick. Thank you very much, Tony.
Yep, no problem.
All right, have a good night. I'll chat to you really fast after the broadcast.
Sounds good.
Ethan, took a little bit to get to you, but we finally got to you. Man, great race. Held the top and didn't let anybody by, and you had a great race. Second place.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. I'm happy with my finish. It's the first time I've been happy with a second, but it was for a good purpose. I won't say I was not blocking people. I was just trying to race my line because it's very hard to pass at Iowa. I mean, if you can't get on that high line, it's so difficult. And my original intent was to win the race.
Yeah.
And Malarkey was constantly trying to wave me by, and he thought he was too slow. But I kept the faith. I gave him the pep talk under green.
Yep.
And he did it. He won the championship.
Yeah, he did a great job. Yeah, I mean, you was just running your line, not letting anybody on that bottom. If they wanted to pass you, they'd have to pass you high or send it in there on the bottom. You were just doing a great job holding that outside.
Yeah, I just want to thank my sponsor, IGP, Sweet Creek. Great supporters. It's honestly, this season it was a bad season turned into a good season for me. I mean, I never expected to, I wasn't going to make the Final Four with how I was running before the playoffs. But I'm glad I had the run that I had in the playoffs. It might have not been that great at the end, but I'm glad I won more than once and not just at Talladega. So
definitely.
It's been one of those seasons.
I hope I can drag Jeremy in here just a couple of times maybe to run Cup, but I'd love to run against you guys, but you guys put on a good show here, man. You had a good overall season. Maybe could have made it in the Final Four. Had some other circumstances not happen, but you had a great season pretty much overall.
Yeah, I'm glad it turned out this way. This was the good ending, in my opinion.
Hey, it's a good ending too because your team 2 in a row.
Exactly. And I'm not sure what happened. I know Malarkey said I could do burnouts with him, and they removed me from the session whenever we were doing it. So I don't really know what happened there, but um, I'll
Blame Chase Harden.
oh,
I don't know.
good old Chase.
That would be my best guess. Just blame Chase.
Good old Chase. Yeah, I mean I don't blame him if he did. He was just following the rules.
The rules. You're
Well,
allowed to break a couple rules.
it's the end of the season and stuff. I just know that you're not really allowed to do burnouts if you're not the winner.
It's okay to break the rules sometimes.
Yeah, but anyway, it's been a good season. Been a good season. Like just overall,
Mhm.
and I'm happy.
All right, sounds good. And great run today. Good job on the second. I'm gonna bring John up here really quick so he can shout out Severe Weather Country, and I'll talk to you in just a moment after the broadcast. I just gotta talk to you about Sonoma real fast at the end. So,
All right, yeah, sounds good.
just stick in here. I'll be back with you in a minute. I'm gonna talk to John. But good job on the second. Good job on your team getting 2 in a row.
Thank you. You put on an amazing broadcast this season.
Thank you. It should be getting even better next season. All right, see you soon.
See ya.
Well, John, close run today. Finished fourth. I know that you're a Severe Weather Country's guy. You did him good. Got home fourth, second in the championship. Anything you guys say for Severe Weather Country, our sponsor?
I just want to thank them for sponsoring us this season and staying with me
Mhm.
and supporting me. Sorry, I'm a little lost for words, man. That was intense, and I'm not going to say that I'm happy to finish second. I'm a competitor,
Yeah.
kind of bummed out, but I'm also very happy for this season I had.
Yeah, I mean, you had a great run this season, and who knows, maybe next season. I'm very confident that you'll be in contention next season. So hopefully those next gens will treat you well. Hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit of a Severe Weather Country next gen car. That'd be nice.
Oh, it's going to happen. They're going to be with me as long as I'm doing this.
Definitely. All right, well, that sounds good. Thank you once again to Severe Weather Country. Good run today, John. Nice to chat with you. We're gonna have to run. We're gonna have to get you in some officials one day. We're gonna have to run some officials.
That would be fun. And don't forget, everybody, if you want to check Severe Weather Country expeditions out, just punch them into Google. And also, if you wanted to check out the Twister Movie Museum, you could do that as well.
All right. All right. Well, good run today. Not as good as you wanted, but overall, decent finish, and you did Severe Weather Country proud.
All right, thank you, sir. And I want to say thank you to my family and friends, everybody watching at home. Thank you all for watching and supporting me. I love you all very much, and thank you to my guardian angel in heaven. Thanks, Joe. You have a good night.
Have a good night. All right, that is all for the broadcast today. Justin Malarkey is the champion and the winner at Iowa. Was a great race today, full of beating and banging, and we'll be doing it all over in a few weeks, starting in the middle of March. Got about 27, 26 days until we get started again. We'll see you with the next gen cars. Say goodbye to the Gen 6. And we'll have some interesting SPRN broadcasts coming up soon. This is Joe. We'll see you again on the 14th with the start of the Truck Series in March. You'll see Jeremy on the 13th with Xfinity. You'll see me on the 15th with Cup. And you'll see Jeremy again on Thursdays with ARCA. Good night, everybody. This is the Southern Broadcast Race Network. Thank you to Severe Weather Country for sponsoring us, sponsoring the series. And congratulations to Justin Malarkey. He wins at Iowa. Good night.